Okay, welcome back to Folding Periodic Origami. This is the 12th in the series and the final video. If you look at this, these points are solid and these points are not solid, they're split. I hope that shows up pretty well in the video. And it seems clear that these points that are solid correspond to the center fold down the center of the strip of paper, and these open points correspond to the edges of the paper. So you can imagine the paper has been folded in half, basically, with all these other folds added on. Now this is the basic flat version of periodic origami, which can be folded, unfolded, or shaped into either a zigzag, pretty much straight piece, on a small scale zigzag, on a larger scale straight, or it can be opened up into a circular, helical arrangement with points pointing outward. Now, we want those points to be the solid ones, not the open ones. And we can see that we can probably make it into a circle, but that it won't be very stable. And I've actually attempted, but not very hard, to create a circle straight from here. But it's not easy, and it wasn't worth continuing. So what we want is we want a way of refolding this so that these points that are open are held together, like that. Now the way we're going to do that is we're going to investigate this. Oh, at this point I'd like to show you something, and that is, see, we have, this is the 17 modules that I have in the other video, and these are the open points here. Now, if you look at this one, you'll see that we have outside of the pocket there, and it's right here on this one. Now, if you'll remember video 6, I think that's the difference between these two. Or something equivalent to that. In other words, it depends on how you start making the blinces. If you'll remember video 6, you'll review it. So that's enough of that. So now we're going to investigate how it is that we hold these open points together. So if we start going through here, we have a pocket going upwards. We have a blank side. We have a pocket going downwards. And we have a blank side. And then we have a pocket going upwards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open out this pocket. This is going to be how we refold it. So it's opened out, like this. And then I'm going to fold the whole thing over, so it's not going to be a pocket anymore, like this. And that folds over the point and shuts it. Alright? So that's how we're going to keep those open points together in the center. So here we go. Blank, pocket downward, blank, pocket upward. And we're going to take that pocket upward, pull it out, and then fold it back over so that it holds the open points at the bottom together. And we're just going to keep doing that down this side. Blank, pocket downward, pocket upward. Pull that pocket out, and we fold it over. I hope this is clear on the video. Blank, pocket downward, blank, pocket upward. So basically we're taking this pocket upward, pulling it out and refolding it so that it fills in this blank. And in doing that, it connects these peaks together so that they form a hub for our circular construction that we're going to end up with. Now, because of bulk and everything, they don't want to fold in there really neatly. It's not perfect, but it will serve. Blank, pocket downward, blank, pocket upward. I'm starting to sound like someone who's knitting, right? Counting my stitches of various kinds. Well, this is periodic, like knitting. We're getting close to the end here. Blank, pocket downward, blank, pocket upward. Okay, blank, pocket downwards, blank, pocket upwards. Well, I wonder, should I fold that one down like that? We'll do it just for the... It's going to be easy to undo if it's not right. I have a feeling I should wait on that one because I think, well, when it becomes an Ouroboros with that. So you'll see I started from here. I'm just going to tip it over as if it were a circle and just keep going the other way. Blank. Uh-oh. Well, you're right. Pocket downwards. Blank. Pocket upwards. Pull this pocket out. And use it to cover the blank and hold the bottom point together. Okay, blank. Oops. Why is it so bulky? It's probably those folds on the other side. Pocket blank, pocket downward, blank, pocket upward. Maybe you can find a better technique for pulling that pocket out of there. Of course, it seems if we knew we were going to make the helical or circular version, we could do that right when we first made the pattern. I didn't want to do that for the video because I hadn't figured out how to do it at that point yet. And I wanted to show you the basic flat so that you could make either the zigzag or the helical version. So that will be left as an exercise to the viewer. How one might do this in a more straightforward way without this extra step. Let me have the pocket upward. Let's take advantage of that. Goodness. Oh, that went fairly easily. Almost done. And then what we'll do is we will open it up and make the Ouroboros. That'll be an outwardly pointed star. Okay, now it seems we need to neaten things up a little bit in places here. Uh-oh, that's not right. Huh. Okay. So now we can see that it wants to, that we have a hub. These are all fixed together at the bottom here. And it actually is naturally pointing like a star. Okay, this side is quite obviously different from the other one, and I haven't Ah, there we go. Now it's not. Okay, so what we're going to do is start opening this up, and for that I got a little skewer as a tool. Now we don't want to start right at the very beginning because I think things are a little confusing there. So we want this tucked piece here that we made to use the stars together, we want it to stay in. And so this blank part is what we're gonna open out. So we stick the skewer in there to pull that out. Now I haven't practiced this a lot recently, and so it might not go all that well. I gotta find, maybe I should not use the skewer just yet. There's the tuck part we want to stay in, so we're going to grab those corners and pull out. This isn't, of course, working well, so we'll go back to the skewer, but at least we have a starting point having pulled that out like that. I'm holding it in close to my face, of course you guys can't see it. Okay, there's one of our point bodies, held together at the bottom. Now let's see about doing this next one. That's got to stay in there, and that has to stay in there. Stick this in. There. So this is a partial one, where we will connect end to end. All right, I gotta prime this one, and then force it open with the skewer. Next one, I'll prime it. Now you'll notice, because of the way we did this, that the tucks are diagonally opposed. Which I think is pleasing symmetry, if not necessary. It's getting a little awkward. Blunt end of the... Oh, look at there. Might we be coming upon a plot twist in such a boring movie? Do you see what an impending plot twist? You might remember when we started out this proposition that I said something about making a six-pointed star. And that was the reason, and you might have wondered why I said that, we were making 7 modules. And, as it turns out, okay, I think we have to make the equivalent of, well, I don't know, let's see what happens. We'll open this out. This is going to be the Ouroboros part, where it eats itself. Well, there's a mouth, right? Then we got to make the tail part. Gosh, my working is probably in the way, making it hard to see what's going on now. Which is the mouth and which is the tail, and how we decide. I think what we'll do is we'll make this the tail. And we'll stuff it inside this one. Now, if you want to make this out of modules, you connect the modules in a fashion similar to this. Now you got to get it close enough together that that will hold the point together at the bottom. Ooh. Tuck that inside that pocket. Maybe it's time to reach in there with the skewer and persuade things a little bit. There may be a better way to connect this last one, but at any rate, this will give you the idea. And now, maybe you've counted the star points already. There are 7. It seems to me that when I counted, I ignored the fact, or forgot the fact, that a module consists of 2 of these teeth. Maybe that's evident. Why do I have my single module? Maybe that's evident here. I don't know. At any rate, I think that's the thing, the reason we have a plot twist and why I have 7 points instead of just 6 as I'd planned. It's a little embarrassing, but I'm used to this sort of embarrassment being a programmer. It's what's known as an off by 1 error, isn't it? Something that programmers have to deal with all the time unless they're very, very careful. And maybe this whole project has had the characteristics of the way programmers do things, since it just seems for some reason working with a computer leads to, even though it's not, it's frowned upon by the people in charge of software projects. Working with computers leads to doing things by trial and error, even though they could be worked out. But I figure that's sort of like drawing something, prototyping something. That's sort of a bit of trial and error, isn't it? So anyway, there it is, a 7-pointed star, and it turns out that 7 points fits pretty well, doesn't it? And that is the end of my periodic origami video series. I may augment it with other videos if I get requests, but I'm hoping that people who view this video will come up with things to augment this. And maybe we can find other origami patterns that can be done in periodic fashion.